92.1 FM every Saturday morning. We get to look at issues that pertain to the family. The family, I will always say, is that smallest unit of society. And if your family is great, my family is on point, then definitely we're working towards fixing society and ensuring that everything in society is balanced. So just imagine mental health, for instance. If you're maintaining that mental health, like if it's all positive in your family, it's great in your family, great in mine, then you won't find some psychosocial behaviors in society. Mental health and then psychosocial considerations cannot be left out during this COVID-19 outbreak. In March 2018, WHO made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. WHO and public health authorities around the world are acting to contain the COVID-19 outbreak. And then majority of us might have had to minimize watching, reading, or even listening to news about COVID-19. Probably they've been causing you to feel a bit more anxious, distressed. Some of us have gone to seek information, but it's a dire situation. Mental health, I will say, contributes to all aspects of human life. But we get to find out more today on the program as we get to discuss maintaining family mental health. It is very important. So we're discussing this morning with Ayodele Ajeigbe. Good morning. So good to have you join us.
Good morning. You are one of the first set of people that pronounce the name very well.
Oh, great. So Ayodele is a clinical psychologist. He's a psychotherapist. He's also the team lead.
So even if, and with that statement, it now takes us to another level, because most people now believe that people that it is only people living below some certain economic status that experience mental health. So what I'm saying is that there's no health without mental health, right? Okay. So it means that even if you have billions in your account, you still have a tendency of experiencing one or two other form of mental health disorder. And mostly, sometimes it is not the only social issues that determine someone's mental health. So basically, mental health is your ability to function properly within the environment and with yourself. And you are experiencing a state of high well-being. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're still discussing maintaining family.
What I'm trying to do is talk about symptoms and link them to several disorders. There's some people that they cannot sit still, they cannot, sit in one place.
Restless.
They are restless, hyperactive. They've lost attention. They have attention issue. They are also impulsive. And when I've talked about these three symptoms, and when you now have anxiety or depression put to it, and that's the part that people don't know. People only know about inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity to be a major thing that most clinicians look at when talking about ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is common in children and adults. But recent research now, mostly in female children, discover that there's also a presence of depression and anxiety symptoms, coupled with either two of these three symptoms. And that is for ADHD. Intermittent explosive disorder, the child is just scattering everywhere, emotional outbursts, is always against you, externalizing, beating people in the house or his younger ones, challenging the elderly ones. You as a parent asking the child to do this, the child is challenging you back. A lot of things like that. It could be intermittent explosive disorder. It could be conduct disorder. Some children just want, like, I'm tired of this. I just want to leave. I just want to leave this house. The child is always against you. Though the child may not be going against the law outside, but it's 95% flaunting the rules inside the house. When you say the aspect, unemployment from the side of the parent can also influence the kind of well-being of the child. You understand? Alcohol use, substances from the parent can influence the mental health of the child at that point. So that is in terms of the social aspect. In terms of personality aspects, we have different types of personality disorders. But basically, for clinicians, we always focus on 10 personality disorders. We have schizoid, schizotypal, paranoid. We have antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. Then that's remaining three: obsessive compulsive personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, and avoidant personality disorder. Okay. So if an individual has symptoms or traits of all these disorders, then the person may be more prone to developing a particular other type of mental illnesses on the child in that house. It can affect the functionality of a child in that house. And it can actually build up to something that social psychologists called groupthink. So everybody have to agree. So even if you have an opposing view, you just keep your mouth shut up. Because if you say no, then you are the only one that is always going
black
against
sheep.
Thank you. Maybe purple or red or black sheep.
Black sheep in the family.
So a mesh family is something that we also really need to look into, and it's clearly, answer what you just asked. They look so fine, everything is okay, everything is fine on the house side. Even nobody knows their secret. Everybody is just this cover up. But when you check individual, when you assess them, when you ask, we are the family type. Even if a guy sees a lady from that family, you'll be like, oh man, I think this is the kind of girl I want because she's a family type. If a lady sees a guy from that house, oh man, this guy is a family guy. Then you now discover that they now get married. Every decision in that marriage is suspended until they finalize it in the other family. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So a mesh family is one of the type of dysfunctional family, and it's a serious issue. But on the outside, oh, we're good, we love ourselves, everything is cool, everything is fine.
Talk about embezzling public funds as a mental disorder.
Okay, all right, James. Thank you very much for your thoughts.
And you didn't mention that word. You need that all these are leaders, they are all normal.
All right, thank you. We're actually relating it. All right, thank you very much. So we're actually relating it to the family. Let's see how our resource person can attend to that. Thank you. Yes, they are definitely. They are members of families. I appreciate you. All right, thank you very much. So you two could still call. I promise we could pause our resource person at some reasonable points so that we could still take your contribution. So it's still 080-911-27352. I hope we can actually get to see how we can maintain the mental health in everybody's family.
So,
all right, yeah.
Significant symptoms. The heart is branches in different type of illness. So so you can't really call hunger a disorder, but it is a significant symptoms in several illnesses. So you need to come for assessment to sort that. For James, embezzlement. We are trying to. I think 2018 there is this assessment to develop in Oxford University called CANTAB. You can browse that CANTAB, CANTAB, to check how the brain of people function. And how we can slow it down and help them, function very well. Embezzlement may be related to greed, wanting to have it all to yourself, narcissism. So when we want to talk about embezzlement from psychological perspective, we're not actually going to be talking about embezzlement could be as a result of hypercompetitiveness. According to Karen Honey, a psychoanalyst, says that hypercompetitiveness is from people that has been bashed or abused or gone through struggle when they were young, and they are now doing anything at all cost, at any cost. When you browse that theory, you understand what I'm saying? At any cost to get it, irrespective of who they are stepping on. You understand? So embezzlement goes a long way, and yes, it could be, an indication of functionality or behavioral deficits. But it is for the individual to come for assessment, and let's deal with that. Right. Yes, and like you said, it may be affecting the family also.
Yes, definitely it would. All right, so let's get to look at how families can maintain mental health. Children, young people, women, men, older people. So maybe we'll just get to hit the points.
For children, whenever they're exhibiting any behaviors or anything, don't say they are still a child. If possible, speak to a professional about it. You can send a message to Mentally Aware Nigeria Initiative on our Twitter handle, Instagram, Facebook, or go to the website and fill the form. Just tell us what is going on so that we can quickly attend to it, and we can probably guide you on what to do, possibly. And if it's a case that require a higher level of professionalism, they can make a proper referral for you also. Then in terms of general family, which includes the children, the adolescents and adults in the house, don't minimize whatever they are saying, and don't always link everything to culture or religion. This is how we do in this family, and you have to stick to it. What we are doing in the family works for Mr. A, but it's not working for this person. We need to understand that differences also. So don't listen to people. Don't shut them up. Listen to them, and if you can't help them, funny thing is, parents sometimes feel they have answers to all problems, or they should have answers to all problems. You may not have. You don't have to have answers to all problems, and that is why we have other professionals around. So for a woman going through a mental health issue in your house, in your family, the best thing for you to do is to seek out for help. If couples are going through, issues in their family, I'm not calling it a mental health issue. communication issues, anger issues, foul language, emotional abuse, several things, misunderstanding. They're always fighting now and then, even sexual issues. Reach out to professional about it. In some occasions, we discover that it is the wife or is the man that is interested in seeking out for help. The other person is saying, there's nothing wrong with me, I'm okay. Don't bother. Just you on your own. Seek out for help. I make this example. I can tell you something now that will get you angry and you leave this room. You understand? Meaning that I can change something in me that will incite a particular behavior in you. You understand? So even if you're supposed to come for couple session, but your partner is still not interested now, which is also not good, but that doesn't stop you. You come for the treatment. We can, discuss some other therapy or models that can help you, to cope with it, and later possibly also influencing, from adjusting better too.
So that works for both women and men.
Both women.
So would there be something different for older people getting?
For older people, when it comes to geriatrics, we have different professionals for that. Though I've not heard about that in Nigeria anyway. But there are some things that we may not be able to modify in older adults, but we can actually work on coping mechanisms.
Okay.
You understand? If your mom is now 65, 70, and she's the type that doesn't appreciate you, she's the type that always bashing you, looking down on you, and after assessment we discover that this is what is going on. We are not probably going to change your mother, but we're actually going to help her get aware. We are going to psychoeducate her to help her understand the impact of her own behavior on your own life. So for geriatric, there are several things, and for geriatric, there are several mental health issues that they also experience, like Alzheimer's, dementia. Alzheimer's is deterioration in some functions of the brain, and it affects memory. Excuse me. You see some 80 years, 70 years old, and they are calling Jide, they are calling him.
Mixing it all up.
Mixing it all up. And they can't identify what is going on. They are losing their gaits. We have Parkinson disorder, different things happening to them. So when it comes to general, geriatric rather, the best thing is take them to the hospital or to see professionals so they can give them how to manage them at that particular point and how to help them stay stable. But when their behavior is influencing others, we need to psychoeducate them and let them know what can you stop, what can you adjust, because it's actually affecting the functionality of your so-called dear child.
So how do you work with those that are not interested in coming for sessions like this?
We keep psychoeducating them.
By psychoeducating, you send them text messages?
No, really, because, for mentally aware, what we do is, indirectly we are talking to everybody in the world. Because every day we have several posts every day, not even every day, like every 12 hours, there's posts going on how to cope. There are symptoms, like what we just did this morning now. Some people may not know that I've been feeling heaviness in my chest, I've been, feeling tightness on my chest, I'm afraid, I'm an introvert, so nothing is wrong with me. But I just listened to Vision FM this morning and I discovered that it may be one of the several, things that are called this. So I think maybe, let me go and hear them out. So we have to keep educating people in the society.
All right.
For us to be able to bring them in.
You mentioned something when we started this conversation about introverts, and you just mentioned it again. So at what point maybe it's like a thin line right now, how do I get to straighten it out? Right. And then you also got to mention something earlier about people that bottle up their emotions and have an outburst. Yes.
Right. In terms of introversion, I'm more concerned about your behavior affecting your day-to-day function, affecting people around you, basically affecting your functionality or causing an impairment. Now, you call yourself an introvert, and due to that, you didn't go out for that interview. You know that the network in your house is not that cool, and you request that, can I have a Twitter interview? Can I have a Skype interview?
Yeah.
But and this place is, but the simple truth is, you may have this social anxiety. You understand? And these are the things that we need to work on. Public speaking. You are even a top official in your organization, but to even do presentations, talk in front of your other colleagues, it becomes a problem. What you always do, you always delegate it to others. You are a student, definitely you will defend your project, someday, or you have a group presentation, you have to represent your group. But that is where the problem is. You are good on the book, but in terms of speaking, you're not. So these are anxieties that we can actually help deal with. Self-esteem issues, dependent personality disorder, These are the things that may be related to introversion. You understand? So are we sure the introversion is paying you off exact, or let's be realistic, is actually worsening it? The other one is
bottling up emotions.
Bottling up of emotion is a very serious aspect. We've had series of husband abusing their wives, abusing the husband lately, and all this thing can build up to anger, depression, and make you, it affects your cognition, and that's what we call cognitive distortions, which are the bedrock of everything we're talking about. Cognitive errors on the healthy thought patterns. You understand? So when you bottle things up a lot, this, you bottle it up, that, you bottle it up, you get to a point whereby you can't control it, and that thing that will happen on that day, it is your reaction to it is definitely inappropriate to the event. You understand? So by the time you bottle it up, your reaction may or may not be, you may not be able to control it. Mm-hmm. And that is what would lead to my wife cheated on me, I did this, I hit her leg or cut her leg, caused a scar. My husband did this to me, I killed him, or I did this.
So what would be your general advice? We have seconds. General advice on where to seek for help.
General advice is, please, don't be honest with yourself. Reach out to professionals. People say it's expensive, but we still have organizations that are doing subsidized treatment. Now, Mentally Aware Nigeria Initiative, our phone lines, Twitter handles are always open 24. Can I say 25/7? So you will understand that we are always available. Reach out for help. There are professionals on the other end of the line waiting to listen to you without judging you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Dr. Ayodele, Ajeigbe. Thank you very much for coming in on Love Circle this morning. Okay, and we hope you'd come again maybe some other time to talk about something else or something related to mental health.
It'll be a pleasure.
All right, so Ayodele Ajeigbe is a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist. He's also the team lead Mentally Aware Nigeria Initiative, Mani Abuja. He's been a resource person this morning on Love Circle. And this is where we wrap it up this morning. Thank you for being part of Love Circle. We'll return your way next week, Saturday.